All right, the final part is the individual awards. We have awards voted on by coaches in the area, awards voted on by the team, and then a few coaches awards. So we'll start with awards voted on by the coaches in the area. We had 3 members of the all-conference team this year. So I'm going to bring them up one by one. First is left-handed pitcher, Pat Carney. I'm gonna read a few stats because he had a pretty unbelievable season. I don't have for a fact, but seeing as how the career lead in wins for a career is 10 wins on the season, and I know all 3 of those guys. Pat was 7-2 this year. I'm willing to take a stab at it, at least tied the school record for most wins in a season. He broke into 3rd best all-time career ERA, all varsity, and just the job that he did, taking the ball every game. He finished, other than the early games when we took him out to get big leads, he finished every game that he started. And you know, we talked all year long about what our pitching staff did for this team. We'll bring up our other pitcher in a second, but we played 21 games this year. 17 of those 21 games, we gave up 3 runs or less. For those of us that have been around baseball, that's pretty unique. There's maybe 5 or 6 other teams in the state that did that. It was pretty incredible. And Pat, just can't say enough about the job you did here. Second all-conference, shortstop, Zach Becker. Zach's season, he hit .318. Other than playing an incredible shortstop all year long for us, the number that jumps out is 16 stolen bases on the season, maybe caught twice. Remember? So that's pretty great. Top the order, leading off the order, setting the table for us, giving us a chance to win ball games, and just the way that he shows up every day. Zach's not like the big rah-rah guy on the team, you know, but he plays his heart out every day. He is kind of rah. And you know, from the leadership from him, I couldn't have been more happy with the coach of the conference. Respected the job that he did at top of order and at shortstop for our team. Zach Becker. And our third all-conference senior pitcher, 3rd baseman, George Lund. These stats are just fun to read. 28 for 62 at the plate. Those young, 30 for 60 would be 500. 28 for 62. That's a .452 batting average. Probably the 4th highest in the last 13 years. 17 runs scored, again about the 4th highest in the last 13 years. He made it into the top 5 in every category in our career pitching. He tied the lead with 10 wins in his career. His opponent batting average over his career is 200 for 4th best. 2nd most strikeouts in their career after Jeff DeRozier's. George had 143, he had 120. Pat moved into 3rd place on the career ERA. George moved into 5th with a 2.95 career ERA. And 1st place for George, the most innings pitched in the last, as long as our numbers go back, 123 innings pitched in his career. Pretty unbelievable season, unbelievable career. And my favorite story to tell people is that one day I told them to run 10 poles. They ran 12. George said, we'll run 12 poles today. I love that. So, George, just a great season. This will be a repeat winner, but Academic All-State Award, Zach Becker. Yeah. All right, and now the ones that the kids voted on. We have 4 awards. The Silver Slugger for the best offensive player, the Gold Glove for the best defensive player, the Cy Young for the top pitcher, and the overall MVP of the team. The Silver Slugger award goes to senior first baseman, Tommy Rope. I think we'll all remember Tommy's big hit at Connor. It broke the game over in the Mayor's Cup. That game was a lot of favorite memories of the season was winning that game. And Tommy had a huge hit that day. And hitting behind George, he had a lot of people on base for him, and oftentimes Tommy would come through with a hard hit ball that got through the infield. So just an unbelievable season for a senior, playing his first year in the varsity team, stepped up huge, hit over 300 for us, and great job, Tommy. I love that the team voted this award. I'm just going to announce it because I feel you'll understand it. Gold Glove Award this year, most valuable defensive player on the team, senior catcher, TJ Cook. We talked a lot after games about how great the pitchers had done, and how great the defense had played. And hopefully enough time to remember to say how great of a game TJ calls. I know all the pitchers will agree to that. They had a lot of confidence in him. Nothing got past him. And having that rock behind home plate, just in charge of the game, someone that everyone has confidence in, made such a difference for us this year. And literally, when I tallied up the votes, I couldn't have been happier that TJ got the Gold Glove Award. Great job. We've already talked about this guy, senior lefty, Pat Carney, Cy Young Award. And the 2012 Most Valuable Player, senior pitcher, third baseman, George Lunch. I let each varsity coach pick one player that they want to give an award to. I'm going to let Coach Giovanni come on up. You go first.
Well, let's start off here. What is there to say about this team? I mean, I didn't see a high school baseball game since I played high school baseball back in 2005. And I can tell you that, by the first couple days of watching these kids, they played baseball the right way. They remind me of the 2004 Red Sox team that won the World Series. They got the perfect combination of knowing how to have fun, but then again, when it's time to play, to flip that switch and be able to play some baseball. And this team did that. So again, guys, excellent job. And I remember there was one game where we didn't really start off that great, and they kind of know how much that kind of gets me going. And we brought the kids in for one of my little speeches, and I said to them, guys, your job in high school is to get better every day, whether it's being a better son, being a better nephew, being a better grandson, being a better baseball player. It doesn't matter. Your job is to get better. And it better have been one of those other things, because baseball's not happening right now. And the other thing was, if you want something, you need to go out and get it. And you know what? The kids will tell you, I love each and every one of your boys. Definitely each and every one. And I can tell you that each one of your boys did all those things throughout the baseball season. But the one that stands out to me is the one that had to fly 3,000 miles across the country and come to a new school full of 3,000 of you guys. And that's Neil Keller.